Pashupati Advani, hi, good afternoon. Apologies to keep you waiting. Important weekend, starting off with Reliance Industries this evening, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank and Infosys on Sunday. What are you expecting? Where is it that we'll see market meeting performance, and where do you think there is a remote chance of a disappointment or even a surprise for that matter?
No, I think we're on a good horse, and things seem to be moving on quite nicely, and people are happy with India. See, there are two things that I'm a little concerned about in the medium term. One's a plus and one's a minus. Reliance and HDFC Bank are both around 11% of the Nifty, and that has actually capped people from owning both those stocks. Now, when you add HDFC to HDFC Bank, it comes to 17 or 18%. So I actually see people taking money off from HDFC and HDFC Bank and maybe coming into the other banks, or maybe exiting India altogether. So that's one thing that I am a little concerned about. In the case of Reliance, it's the other way, because they're breaking up into three. So the 11 will become, say, 4 each, and that will bring money into the stock. So I actually think that Reliance will probably pull the Nifty up next week, and HDFC and HDFC Bank will probably push it down as the merger numbers come out and the ratios and stuff get decided. That's my thought at the absolute macro level. And then, as you mentioned, people like Kotak Bank are also going to benefit because they'll get the overflow from the HDFC Bank merger. Aisha?
Okay, I've got leave on Monday, but I really have no regrets about that. When I took my leave, I never knew that we were going to have Kotak Bank, ICICI Bank on a Saturday, Reliance on a late Friday evening, if not night, and of course, the Infosys for the first time ever in history on Sunday. But Pashupati, what we've also now started to see is we've seen the large tier IT companies come out with their numbers. Disappointment, we saw the stocks also that fell to a 52-week low. We've now seen the mid-tier companies also that have come out. With Infosys is really the big counter that we have to watch out for Sunday. But is the writing on the wall not pretty clear when it comes, at least for large cap IT? Do you think the time is now for mid-tier IT, even though they're more expensive, but just from given growth and other factors at play?
Well, they're going to look at mid-term IT and see that if there's any synergy in terms of the clients. And I think that if there is, then there'll be some mergers. You've also got 2 or 3 American players like Cognizant and Accenture in the fray. So, they may actually pick up either parts of businesses or the whole business. And, I've been actually looking for consolidation in this industry for a while, but it's not actually happened in the way that I thought it would. But again, the rupee is getting weaker. It's around 80, whereas it was 75 about 2 months ago. And but on the flip side, I don't want to be flippant, but if Rishi Sunak becomes the Prime Minister of Britain, maybe Infosys will get a big order. Who knows?
See if Infosys can provide that much needed pay, and of course we'll have to watch out for the likes of Tech Mahindra and all as well. Pashupati, banks. What you're really seeing now is a lot of excitement when it's coming to the mid-tier banks. So while we wait for Kotak and ICICI on Saturday, the performance that is coming, and I get it, a Canara Bank, Bandhan Bank, RBL Bank can never be right now what we can't see as the size of an ICICI, etc. But how are you positioned on that front when it comes to the mid-tier banks?
So again, this provides a different opportunity because in the private equity space, there are about 30 or 40 pretty strong fintech companies around, and they're sort of ideal candidates to merge into these RBLs or Bandhans simply because they provide the bits that the other doesn't have. So I actually see that as a trend, and particularly as private equity money dries up, I think that there will be stock mergers and then as a way of exiting also. So I think there will be a lot of activity in this mid-tier bank / fintech space. But the thing is that you've also got powerful players like Bajaj, who I don't know how they're going to play through this, but what they do is also going to make a big difference to how this space actually moves because they're a dominant player.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts about midterm.
Pashupati, wanted to understand from you, how are you playing this entire real estate theme? Is it the likes of Sobha, Godrej that you would like to bet on, or is it the home improvement and home building material something that you should have in your portfolio as well?
I believe in the raw materials. So I would say cement, steel, home improvement materials, tiles, plywood, all those sort of ancillaries. And that's actually going to drive the market simply because even though some people are moving into new, there's also some people doing renovations. So it actually captures both if you take all these sectors. So, mid-cap cement is looking attractive. Large-cap cement is probably a little, I'm seeing some consolidation potentially in that space. And then, of course, all the peripherals like, tiles and taps and sanitary ware and plywood. Those are the ones to jump into. And, we've seen nice movement in all of them. So I think that, that's a horse also we can ride.